Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Please subscribe to the channel and also please do like and share and leave your suggestions in the comment section. The events of 15 September 2024 are follows. Bengali date 29 ভাদ্র 1431. As per Beni Madhav Ponjika, today's Tithi is Shukla Dadosi and up to 1502 hours and after that Shukla Troyodosi. Today's Nakshatra, Shobhana Nakshatra and up to 1658 hours and after that Dhanishta Nakshatra. Today is 259th day of the year. There are then 107 days left in 2024. Today is 37th Sunday of 2024. Today is Onam, Thiruvonam. Onam is a Hindu festival celebrated by the people of Kerala. Onam is Malayali festival which is celebrated by native speakers of Malayalam. Onam day is decided based on solar calendar. Onam is celebrated in Chingam month on Malayalam solar calendar. Chingam month is known as Sima month in other solar calendars and Avani month in Tamil calendar. The day when Nakshatra Thiruvanam prevails in a month of Chingam is considered for Onam celebrations. Thiruvanam Nakshatra is known as Shravana in other Hindu calendars. The festival commemorates the appearance of Bhamana avatar of Vishnu, the subsequent homecoming of the legendary emperor Mahabali. Onam celebrates the Asura king Mahabali's annual visit from Patala, the underworld. On Thiruvanam day, Asura king Mahabali is believed to visit every Malayali home and meet his people. The celebrations of Onam start on Antham day, the day when Atham Nakshatra prevails and continue for 10 days till Thiruvanam day. Atham Nakshatra is known as Hasta Nakshatra in other Hindu calendars. Today is Bhamana Jayanti. Bhamana Jayanti is celebrated as the birth anniversary of the Bhamana avatar of Lord Vishnu. It is observed on the Dvadoshi Tithi of Bhadrapada Shukla Paksha. As per the Bhagavad Purana, Vamana was the fifth avatar out of Dasavatara of Lord Vishnu and his first incarnation in the Treta Yuga. After the first four avatars in the animal form, namely Matsya, fish, Kurma, tortoise, Varaha, boar, and Narasimha, lion, Vamana was the first avatar of Lord Vishnu in the human form. Vamana was born in Treta Yuga to goddess Aditi and Rishi Kashyap on the Dvadoshi Tithi of Bhadrapada Shukla Paksha during Abhijit Muhurat when the Shravana Nakshatra was prevailing. Vamana Avatar legends Lord Vishnu incarnated as Vamana to restore the reign of God Indra on Sargaloka. King Bali, a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, overthrew Indra and established himself as the king of Sargaloka. Despite being the Vishnu devotee and a munificent king, Bali was cruel and proud. He wielded his powers to threaten the gods and Brahmins. By abusing his powers on gods and humans alike, the invincible king Bali expanded his kingdom and became the king of Sargalok, Bhulok and Patalok. Today is Kalki Dadosi. Kalki Dadosi is a day that honors the Kalki avatar of Lord Vishnu and is celebrated on the 12th day of the Shukla Paksha in the Hindu month of Bhadrapada. Today is Engineers Day in India. Engineers Day celebrations in India are held every year on September 15 in commemoration of the birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Sir Moksha Gundam Visvaraya. He was the most illustrious Indian engineer and an eminent scholar and statesman. Engineers Day was first observed in the year of 1968 and ever since it has been one of the most significant occasions in Indian academia, especially observed by engineering communities across India. The year 2018 will mark the 50th anniversary of Engineers Day celebrations and the 157th birth anniversary of Sir Visvesvaraya. Why do we celebrate Engineers Day? Sir Moksagundam Visvesvaraya, also known as Sir MV, is considered as the father of Indian engineering due to his enormous contributions and innovations in the field of engineering and development of society. Honor and acknowledge his outstanding contributions as well as inspiring and acquainting future generations with his exceptional body of work and achievements. His birth anniversary has been celebrated as Engineers Day in India since 1968. Thus, Engineers Day is a celebration of role and significance engineers play in nascent building and their persistent endeavors towards making this world a better and comfortable place. Today is Visvesvaraya Jayanti. Sir Moksagundam Visvesvaraya is popularly known as Sir M.V. or the father of Indian engineering. He was also known as father of modern Mysore state, now Karnataka. Visvesvaraya Jayanti is celebrated on September 15 to mark the birth anniversary of Sir M.V. He was the most illustrious and greatest engineer of India. The day is observed to recognize his superlative achievements in the field of engineering and planning. Because of his exceptional foresight and implementation of various technically advanced projects on the same day, Engineers Day is celebrated in India. In Karnataka, his home state, the celebration of his birth anniversary are more profound and prevalent owing to his immense contributions in the development of the state. Tributes are paid in front of his statue portrait in engineering institutions, societies, forums, and public and private sector companies working in the engineering domain. Today is International Day of Democracy. In 2007, the United Nations General Assembly resolved to observe 15 September as the International Day of Democracy, with the purpose of promoting and upholding the principles of democracy, and invited all member states and organizations to commemorate the day in an appropriate manner that contributes to raising public awareness. The International Day of Democracy is an opportunity to reinforce the importance of upholding free speech, civil liberties, and the rule of law, ensuring accountable institutions, and protecting and promoting human rights. Today is Wife Appreciation Day. Wife Appreciation Day is celebrated annually on the third Sunday of September, and in 2024 it will be on September 15. It is a day to show love and appreciation for a wife's hard work and emotional support. Though many people believe that showing appreciation for your wife can be done every day of the year. Today is International Dot Day. International Dot Day on September 15th gets your creative juices flowing. Established to celebrate creativity, courage, and collaborations, the celebration is easily one of the most fun days of the year. Celebrated by both children and adults, International Dot Day is a day to connect, collaborate, and create. Today, Central Americans granted independence. On this day in 1821, Central American notables accepted a plan drafted by the Mexican Cordillo Agustin de Iturbide that brought independence from Spain to Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Marco Polo. 15 September 1254 to 8th January 1324. Marco Polo was a Venetian merchant, explorer, and writer who traveled through Asia along the Silk Road between 1271 and 1295. His travels are recorded in the Travels of Marco Polo, also known as Book of the Marvels of the World, and 2 million c. 1300, a book that described the then mysterious culture and inner workings of the Eastern world, including the wealth and great size of the Mongol Empire and China under the Yun dynasty, giving Europeans their first comprehensive look into China, Persia, India, Japan, and other Asian societies. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Joseph Anthony Ferdinand Plato, 14 October 1801 to 15 September 1883. Joseph Anthony Ferdinand Plato was a Belgian physicist and mathematician. He was one of the first people to demonstrate the illusion of a moving image. To do this, he used counter-rotating disks with repeating drawn images in small increments of motion on one and regularly spaced slits in the other. He called this device of 1832 the phenakistoscope. In 1832, Plato invented an early stroboscopic device, the phenakistoscope, the first device to give the illusion of a moving image. It consisted of two discs, one with small equidistant radial windows through which the viewer could look, and another containing a sequence of images. Today is birth anniversary of Sir Moksagundam Visvesvaraya, September 1860 to 14th April 1962. Sir Moksagundam Visvesvaraya, also referred to by his initials MV, was an Indian civil engineer, administrator and statesman who served as the 19th Dewan of Mysore from 1912 to 1918. Visvesvaraya is regarded in India as one of the foremost civil engineers whose birthday 15 September is celebrated every year as Engineers Day in India, Sri Lanka and Tanzania. He is also often regarded as the maker of modern Mysore. According to Prajavani, a Kannada language newspaper, he is also the most popular figure in the southern Indian state of Karnataka. Visvesvaraya worked as a civil engineer for the government of British India and later as Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Mysore. For his services to British India, he was appointed CIE and later knighted KCIE. For his services to the Kingdom of Mysore and the Republic of India, he was awarded the Bharat Ratna by Government of India in 1955. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Sarath Chandra Chattopadhyay, 15 September 1876 to 16 January 1938. Sarath Chandra Chattopadhyay was a Bengali novelist and short story writer of the early 20th century. He generally wrote about the lives of Bengali family and society in cities and villages. However, his keen powers of observation, great sympathy for fellow human beings, a deep understanding of human psychology, including the ways and thoughts and languages of women and children, an easy and natural writing style, and freedom from political biases and social prejudices enable his writing to transcend barriers and appeal to all Indians. He remains the most popular translated and adapted Indian author of all time. By 1916, Chattopadhyay's works gained popularity and his fame was firmly established in the literary world. His major novels include Devadas 1917, Srikanto in four parts 1917, 1918, 1927, 1933, Charitrahin 1917, Vyodhaho 1919, Pother Dabi 1926, Sneho Prosno, Ses Prosno 1931, and Viprodas 1935. Today is birth anniversary of Miss Agatha Christie, 15 September 1890 to 12 January 1976. Dame Agatha Mary Clarissa Christie, Lady Malone, DBE, was an English writer known for her 66 detective novels and 14 short story collections, particularly those revolving around fictional detectives Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple. He also wrote the world's longest running play, The Murder Mystery, The Mousetrap, which has been performed in the West End of London since 1952. A writer during the golden age of detective fiction, Christie has been called the Queen of Crime, a moniker which is now trademarked by her estate, or the Queen of Mystery. She also wrote six novels under the pseudonym Mary Westmacott. In 1971, she was made a dame by Queen Elizabeth II for her contributions to literature. Guinness World Records lists Christie as the best-selling fiction writer of all time, her novels having sold more than 2 billion copies. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Robert Lucas, 15 September 1937 to 15 May 2023. Robert Emerson Lucas Jr. was an American economist at the University of Chicago, widely regarded as the central figure in the development of the new classical approach to macroeconomics. He received the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences in 1995 for having developed and applied the hypothesis of rational expectations and thereby having transformed macroeconomic analysis and deepened our understanding of economic policy. N. Gregory Mankiw characterized him as the most influential macroeconomist of the last quarter of the 20th century. In 2020, he ranked as the 10th most cited economist in the world. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Murray Gell-Mann, 15 September 1929 to 24th May 2019. Murray Gell-Mann was an American theoretical physicist who played a prominent role in development of the theory of elementary particles. Gell-Mann introduced the concept of quarks as the fundamental building blocks of the strongly interacting particles, and the renormalization group as a foundational element of quantum field theory and statistical mechanics. He played key roles in developing the concept of chirality in the theory of the weak interactions and spontaneous chiral symmetry breaking in the strong interactions, which controls the physics of the light mesons. In the 1970s, he was a co-inventor of quantum chromodynamics (QCD), which explains the confinement of quarks in mesons and baryons and forms a large part of the standard model of elementary particles and forces. Murray Gell-Mann received the 1969 Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on the theory of elementary particles. 2008, Lehman Brothers filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Lehman Brothers Holding Inc. filed for bankruptcy protection. This was the largest bankruptcy in US history. 1981, John Bull becomes the oldest operable locomotive. The steam locomotive manufactured by the British and operated in New Jersey, US, became the world's oldest and still operable locomotive when the Smithsonian operated it on this day. It was first put to use on September 15, 1831. 1963, Ku Klux Klan bomb kills four young African American girls. Four members of the white supremacy group set up a timed bomb at the 16th Street Baptist Church, a predominantly black church in Birmingham, Alabama. The bombings marked a watershed moment in the civil rights movement in America. 1935, Nuremberg laws instituted by the Nazi Party are put into force. The laws revoked citizenship for Jews, forbade them from having relationships with people of non-Jewish origin, and made the swastika the official symbol of Germany. 1894, Battle of Pyongyang ends with decisive Japanese victory. The battle was a major land battle took place between the forces of Meiji Japan and King China during the First Sino-Japanese War. Today's 15 September highlighted history. 1762, Seven Years' War, Battle of Signal Hill. 1776, American Revolutionary War, British forces land at Keeps Bay during the New Year campaign. 1789, the United States Department of Foreign Affairs, established by law in July, is renamed the Department of State and given a variety of domestic duties. 1794, French Revolutionary Wars, Arthur Wellesley, later Duke of Wellington, sees his first combat at the Battle of Boxtel during the Flanders Campaign. 1795, Britain seizes the Dutch Cape Colony in southern Africa to prevent its use by the Batavian Republic. 1812, the Grand Army under Napoleon reaches the Kremlin in Moscow during the failed French invasion of Russia. 1812, War of 1812, the second supply train sent to relieve Fort Harrison is ambushed in the attack at the Narrows. 1813, followers of the 8 Trigram sect loyal to Lin Kuang attacked the Forbidden City in a failed attempt to oust the Jia King Emperor of the Qing dynasty. 1816, HMS Whiting runs aground on the Dumbar. 1820, Constitutionalist Revolution in Lisbon, Portugal. 1821, the Captaincy General of Guatemala declares independence from Spain. 1830, the Liverpool to Manchester railway line opens. British MP William Huskisson becomes the first widely reported railway passenger's fatality when he is struck and killed by locomotive rocket. 1835, HMS Beagle with Charles Darwin aboard reaches the Galapagos Islands. The ship lands at Chatham or San Cristobal, the easternmost of the archipelago. 1862, American Civil War. Confederate forces capture Harper's Ferry, Virginia. 1873, Franco-Prussian War. The last Imperial German army troops leave France upon completion of payment of indemnity. 1894, First Sino-Japanese War. Japan defeats Qing Dynasty China in the Battle of Pyongyang. 1915, New Culture Movement. Chen Doxiu establishes the new youth magazine in Shanghai. 1916, World War One. Tanks are used for the first time in battle at the Battle of the Somme. 1918, World War One. Allied troops break through the Bulgarian defenses on the Macedonian front. 1935, Nazi Germany adopts a new national flag bearing the swastika. 1940, World War Two. The climax of the Battle of Britain when the Luftwaffe launches its largest and most concentrated attack of the entire campaign. 1942, World War Two. US Navy aircraft carrier USS Wasp is sunk by Japanese torpedoes at Guadalcanal. 1944, Franklin D. Roosevelt and Winston Churchill meet in Quebec as part of the Octagon Conference to discuss strategy. 1944, the Battle of Peleliu begins as the United States Marine Corps 1st Marine Division and the United States Army's 81st Infantry Division hit White and Orange Ditches under heavy fire from Japanese infantry and artillery. 1945, a hurricane strikes southern Florida and the Bahamas, destroying 366 airplanes and 25 limbs at Naval Air Station Richmond. 1947, Typhoon Kathleen hits the Kanto region in Japan, killing around 1,000 to 2,000 people. 1948, the Indian Army captures the towns of Jalna, Latur, Mominabad, Surirapet, and Narketpulli as part of Operation Polo. 1948, the F-86 Sabre sets the world aircraft speed record at 671 miles per hour, 1080 km per hour. 1950, Korean War, the USX Corps lands at Incheon. 1952, the United Nations ceds Eritrea to Ethiopia. 1954, Marilyn Monroe's iconic skirt scene is shot during filming for the 7-year itch. 1958, the Central Railroad of New Jersey commuter train runs through an open drawbridge at the Newark Bay, killing 48. 1959, Nikita Khrushchev becomes the first Soviet leader to visit the United States. 1962, the Soviet ship Moldova heads toward Cuba, one of the events that sets into motion the Cuban Missile Crisis. 1963 Baptist Church bombing. 4 children are killed in the bombing of an African American church in Birmingham, Alabama, United States. 1966 US President Lyndon B. Johnson, responding to a sniper attack at the University of Texas at Austin, writes a letter to Congress arguing the enactment of gun control legislation. 1968 Soviet Zond 5 spaceship is launched, becoming the first spacecraft to fly around the moon and re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. 1971 The first Greenpeace ship departs from Vancouver to protest against the upcoming Canadian nuclear weapon test in Alaska. 1972 A Scandinavian Airlines system domestic flight from Gothenburg to Stockholm is hijacked and flown to Malmö Bulltoffa Airport. 1974 Air Vietnam Flight 706 is hijacked, then crashes while attempting to land with 75 on board. 1975 The French Department of Ports, the entire island of Corsica is divided into two: Haute Corse, Upper Corsica, and Corse du Sud, Southern Corsica. 1978 At the Superdome in New Orleans, Muhammad Ali outpoints Leon Spinks in a rematch to become the first boxer to win the world heavyweight title 3 times. 1981 The Senate Judiciary Committee unanimously approves Sandra Day O'Connor to become the first female justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. 1981 The John Bull becomes the oldest operable steam locomotive in the world when the Smithsonian Institution operates it under its own power outside Washington, D.C. 1983 Israeli Premier Menachem Begin resigns. 1995 Malaysia Airlines Flight 2133 crashes at Tawai Airport in Malaysia, killing 34. 2001 During a kart race at the Ring in Germany, former Formula One driver Alex Zanardi suffers a heavy accident resulting in him losing both his legs. 2004 National Hockey League Commissioner Gary Bettman announces lockout of the Players' Union and cessation of operation by the NHL head office. 2008 Lehman Brothers files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, the largest bankruptcy filing in US history. 2011 Four miners are killed in the Glacian colliery mining accident in the Swansea Valley, Wales, UK. 2017 The Parsons Green bombing takes place in London. 2020 Signing of the Bahrain-Israeli Normalization Agreement occurs in Washington, D.C., normalizing relations between Israel and the two Arab nations, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. Thank you very much for your patience.